Okay, welcome everybody. Let's call the Board of Aldermen meeting to order. April 17th, 2024 at 7:04 PM. First order of business is a pledge of allegiance. Would you please join me in a pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Kim, will you call the roll?
Mayor Gatway.
Here.
Alderman Coslow.
Here.
Alderman Gidmeyer. Here. Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderman Ungerbach.
Here.
Alderman Weinling.
Here.
Alderman Woodman.
Here.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Got a motion to approve the consent agenda? Got a second by Mark? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none, the consent agenda is approved. Okay, we're going to
Move to adjourn.
move to adjourn, sine die. A motion?
Second.
Justin, got a second. Keith, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're going to adjourn and then we will call the meeting back to order and swear in our new members. Okay, but right now, we're going to go ahead and present plaques to the outgoing alderman, Justin. Yes. Justin. Thank and appreciation for your service to the city.
You guys know how to find me?
Yep. Dave,
I'll let Mike present it to me, please.
Dave, you'll take it from me or you just take it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so
That's it.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
And we'll call the new members up. Brian, Carla.
How to find me?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Thank you. I'll still talk to you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I do want to take a chance to say something. I don't know, Justin?
Justin.
He's coming back. Dave wants to say a couple of things.
Justin, you don't want to hold the vibes or?
Oh, okay, swing it in the.
Listen, I guess I know we're gonna have cake and we'll have conversation down there.
Well, I just want to say a few things so everybody can hear, go on record. Just a few things that I wanted to share after 8 years. I've enjoyed it immensely. I think it's an important job. Everybody out there should think about doing it. Some of the things I'd like to thank some people, but try not to name names. That way I'm not forgetting anybody. First of all, I'd like to thank the present board. I think that we've worked well together. I'd like to thank some of the past board members that I've worked with over the last 8 years. Not all of them, but most of them I enjoyed working with. The Garden Prairie staff have been very, very supportive. there's people that work behind the scenes that you never see that carry on the day-to-day job of the city running it. And they do a great job. So to see somebody that works for the city, thank them. Most of all, I'd like to thank my Garden Prairie daughter. My real daughter is here, but my Garden Prairie daughter, who's the same age, who I work for. She tells me what to do and where to go. She's handled everything that I've ever asked and done it in a very fine fashion. If there's a better city clerk in the state of Missouri, I don't know who it is. Thank you. I will name you. Some of the things I'm gonna miss, I'm gonna miss Arnie AC being off. I'm gonna miss the mayor's side eye, snide looks and remarks. I'm gonna miss the mayor calling his constituents NIMBYs. I'm gonna miss interacting with our city engineer. Great job for us over the last 3 years. Missed the work session. Tom, the name again, Tom has worked on improving some of the roads and has done a great job of it over the last, it's been 4 years, Tom, 4 years. And a fine family man, we members at the same parish, St. Charles. He's raised his family in St. Charles. He has a son that lives in Garden Prairie, not in an apartment. He lives in Garden Prairie. I'm gonna miss our legal counsel. With the same parish also. So we're across the street from ICD. My wife and I still attend St. Joe River. And, we're attending before we moved here. 4 people I know, of course, Drew and John, but Mac and Brad, they appear periodically. I've enjoyed interacting with. I've not always agreed with them, but they've always been right. I'm gonna miss that. Drew and John are both raising families in St. Charles County. They don't live in apartments. I'm gonna miss my husband Larry and I live on Prendon Bay. I'm gonna miss that. One of my last 2 thank yous, actually 3 now that my daughter and son-in-law have shown up, which unexpected. I'd like to thank my wife for allowing me to do this for the last week. I think that she's probably sent a check to Tim, make sure that I stay up here longer. But Tim, unpins the notes that my wife pins to me when she sends me up here. So he knows what I need to do. Lastly, I'd like to thank someone that I've known her whole life. She doesn't even know my name, but I want to thank Mom for bringing Gabby Baumgartner. Gabby's sitting in the back and she has been sitting back there for the last year. She is a year old. I'm thanking her because she is the future of St. Charles and the future of our area. Doesn't live in the park. Thank you.
I would like to take the opportunity after 8 years serving this city so faithfully. I think one last request should be honored. I am honored to be requested to present this plaque to Alderman Wadling. When I came in here 5 years ago now, wet behind the ears trying to figure out which way was up, had great counsel, and it hasn't stopped. I've been given a lot of wisdom, has guided me. I have been checked when I was out of bounds. Everything that you need from someone up to this as a peer. That's what this is all about. He has a huge heart for his community. I am proud to present Alderman Wadling. It was flat.
Okay,
Most everything I would probably say. Thank you, scouts, probably, everybody who I served with, always great.
right.
Thank you. No? This side you can be. Everyone's in following suit. That's me. Yep. Kim, did we change signs? Are we gonna do?
They-
Okay.
Oh, it'd be Justin for sure.
You even got some business cards here for you.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, they do?
Okay, so let's call the Board of Aldermen meeting back to order. 7:15. First order of business would be the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I know traditionally at this point, we would give an invocation if someone, no, I don't see Ruth. She usually would give the invocation. Is anybody out there that would like to give an invocation? Okay. Seeing none. Kim, would you call the roll?
Gatway,
Here.
Alderman Costello,
Here.
Alderman Detweiler. Here. Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderman Gittlemeyer. Here. Alderman Winneman,
Here.
Alderman Whistler.
Here.
Okay. Next order of business is the oath of offices. Okay, Kim? Yeah. Right. Okay, the next order of business is the election of the acting president of the Board of Aldermen. Before we get into any nominations, John, would you give just kind of a rundown of what the duties, responsibilities are of the acting president of the
Yes, Mayor, the position of acting president of the Board of Aldermen is a statutory position. And role is to effectively, in terms of the either permanent or temporary vacancy of the office of mayor, the acting president of the Board of Aldermen carries out the duties of the mayor, either until the office is filled or the mayor's return.
I'd like to say something. I'd just like for consideration as board, as I reviewed other cities and how they operate. The rotation of the president of the board is done, given every member of the board the opportunity and the experience of holding that position. So I would really like to consider this board doing that on a yearly basis of the rotation.
comments. Okay, so I open up nominations.
I'd like to nominate Mike Coslow.
Have a nomination for Mike. Nomination for anybody else?
Nomination for Mark.
Got a nomination for Mark. Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay, let's close the nominations and okay, we'll hold the vote first for Mike. Okay, nice. All those in favor of Mike,
Do a roll call vote.
you do a roll call.
Make a move for a roll call vote.
Got a motion for a roll call vote? Second?
Seconded by her.
Second by Carla. Then would you call a roll?
Alderman Johnson,
Nay.
Alderman Whitman,
Aye.
Alderman Gettlemeyer,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Costello.
Aye.
Alderman Detweiler. Aye.
There you go. Mike's selected. Congratulations, Mike. Public comments, Kim? Oh, no, okay, election of the board, aldermen representing the planning and zoning. Okay, it's open for nominations, or is there any volunteers?
I'd like to nominate Alderman Detweiler.
Second,
Second.
second? Any other nominations? Okay, close the nominations and
Roll call
By
vote.
acclamation.
He's gonna-
just by it, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none? Public comments, Kim?
Bill Link,
Yes, if you would, please. I mean, words better. Or button. Good green
You
light.
gotta
I think
hold
it
it
goes
on the
on.
bottom for me.
Big cloud.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for letting me address you. My name is Phil Link. I'm a 30-year resident. I'm a 30-year resident of Waterford Crossing. And the situation I have this evening may seem trivial to you, but to a lot of little boys, it's important. We coach the
Hold it away a little bit.
All right, we'll try this again. My name is Phil Link, and I'm a 30-year resident of Waterford Crossing subdivision. Been here for a long time. been a big supporter of the tax base and everything with Darden Ferry. But we have a situation, and it may seem trivial to you, but not to us. We coach a 7-under boys baseball team, and it's a machine pitch team. And part of the problem is we have no access to the pitching machine. We have access to the batting cages, and you would think with the batting cages on a program the city supports that allow you the pitching machine. They do not. We compete with Flint Hill, Lake St. Louis, and Wentzville. All those cities we've contacted, and I have the emails today that all have access to pitching machines by their cities. Flint Hill is nowhere near the size of Darden Prairie. And if you're going to have a program, you need to support the program. It's almost like having a swim team without a pool to practice in. You know, so we've got cage time Saturday morning from 8 to 9 and no pitching machine. We got beat the other day 18-0. That has nothing to do with it. But when the kid next to the pitching machine mumbles, your team sucks because they can't hit, and the umpire has to stop the game, that kind of digs at your heart. Okay? So we're just looking to be fair to the little kids. Everybody always wants to support the bigger kids, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Oh, we could get a scholarship. This is a national sport. And we're asking for the support of that. I've talked to the lady at City Hall. I believe her name is Nicole, and she said, oh, we don't run it. It costs too much. Amazon, $799 to $2,000 and up is what the machines cost. She says, we don't have anybody here Saturday morning to give you the keys to get the machine. It costs too much. You can't have it. Okay, so we've got 12 players that are paying $110 plus if you're an outside resident. So we've got over $1,300 coming in. We have to buy our own uniforms. We get 4 helmets to use and some catcher's equipment to use, and that's it. You know, we're going to have to go to batting cages at $35 a half hour, or we found a machine we can rent for $45 a day, and we're going to get reimbursed. You're having a program, but you're not supporting the program. And these are little kids, and they take it kind of hard. Okay, and at the end of the game, the one kid said, did we win? Okay, we only got like 2 hits the whole game. Again, this is just for, I'm talking about the kids and having a good time and supporting what you offer. Basically, what we're looking at is if we can come to some kind of compromise on this. The city of Wentzville, the umpire who umpired the game, evidently knows Wentzville and knows the insights of Wentzville. He said, we have an extra machine. If you come up here, you can play at Wentzville. So my question is, why are we playing at Darden Prairie if we can't get the right equipment? You know, pitching machines, $700, pitching machines, $2,000 and up. And I've got the emails that your staff at City Hall said that the cities don't offer, but I've got emails here from different people at Lake St. Louis, Wentzville, and Flint Hill saying, oh yeah, our teams have access to it. Again, this is a trivial thing, but at the same time, it's something that's important to us.
David Miller.
Uh-huh.
You seem to be the one of the equation here, Dave.
Perhaps it's on now. All right, my name is Dave Miller. I live on Cruden Bay Court as well, right across from Cheryl. Aren't I lucky? First of all, I wanted to congratulate our new alders, Mr. Wilson, Ms. Detweiler, on a well-run campaign and much-deserved victories. I'd like to present a little bit of an analogy for everyone on the board, since today is a renewal sort of day. Think of the city as a three-legged stool. You've got your citizens as one leg, the business within the city is another leg, and you've got the needs of the city itself as the third leg. Just to give everyone a little physics lesson, if one of those legs becomes shorter or one of those becomes taller, whoever is sitting on that stool falls over. Okay, I don't think some of the board members in the past have been following that edict. Okay, we need to learn from physics. We need to balance the three legs of our stool. Okay, and I know, and I am confident that the team that is up here can execute that plan. I'd like to take a moment to thank Mr. Wanley, showing us what that balance is. He would take time to interact with the citizens. He would respond to emails. He would return phone calls. The citizens are what make this city what it is, not the roads. That is not the future of our city. We need to take care of the citizens first. And Mr. Wanling has done a great job of that. He set a great example, and I hope our new members can follow his lead. As far as following a lead, Mr. Gotway, I'm here to ask you again, have you apologized to Ms. Baumgartner for what you said 2 months ago during your opportunity to speak to the public? You assailed her integrity as a reporter. You have time tonight, at the end of this meeting, to provide a public apology. Still waiting. Thank you.
My name is Jason Ryback, 28 Bolshire Way, Bainbridge. I'm here to speak on behalf of, about 2 weeks ago, we had a conditional use permit come up for a development behind the Quick Trip at Bryan and Pisey Road, and it was voted down. I wanted to just touch base and make sure I cleared up any confusion, questions anybody may have. I passed out a packet for you guys to all look at and review. I just want to take a quick minute and kind of walk through a couple of those exhibits. If you have questions, I'm here now, later, afterward, call me, doesn't matter. I just want to make sure you guys have a real clear understanding of this particular site and its difficulty in development. So the first,
Do you have another copy?
I do. Anybody else need a copy?
Hang on, I got one here. Next one.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? So generation study that we had a traffic engineer. We've cataloged data from everyone and count how many cars come each day. That data was basically inputted and sent to this traffic engineer for a study. Same traffic engineer that did a study at the same intersection for the Darden Prairie Board in 2019, I believe. So just as a comparison, if you read through that, I'll give you the short version. From January to April, we track this data. The data presents 2.5 donation drop-offs per hour. 2.5 cars per hour will make donation drops at this particular. You compare that, there was some discussion about, well, I drive by Lake St. Louis and I see all these bins out and I see all this commotion out there for donations. Lake St. Louis averages about 225 cars per day. So it's a very big difference between 2.5 cars per hour and 225 cars per day. We've tracked this data for years. We just pulled it for the beginning of this year so we had a more accurate representation. If we stretch back into COVID times, that data would probably be significantly more for a Lake St. Louis store. So I'll skip a bit real quick so I don't run out of time. You guys get to the larger sheets, 11 by 17s, if you will. The first one indicates there's 3 lines on that. There's a red diagonal line, that's a visibility easement. There's a green line, that's a 65-foot setback, and there's another red heavy line, that's an 89-foot setback. That 89-foot setback is a requirement right now for anybody that tries to develop this property. Quick Trip has control over if that 89-foot line can be pushed up to 65 feet. You have to have 75% approval from this development to be able to move that setback forward to 65 feet. Quick Trip has given us the verbal that they will allow us there. Last thing I would tell you is I had a meeting with Quick Trip, spoke to them about a food delivery. They're not going to vote for a food delivery. So if there's any questions, please don't hesitate. I really wanted you guys to see that exhibit so you understand the difficulty in trying to develop that site. It's a very small site with a lot of restrictions. It'll be a piece of dirt for many years. I've been here for 20 years. And I don't see it changing for the next 20 with these restrictions on. Thank you.
New business resolution, reappointment of a Craig Stankovich, Planning and Zoning Commission. Laura had raised a question. She would like some information. I know Kim passed out his bio from when he applied for the job the first time. That sufficient for you, Laura?
Because he's not here to answer questions, right?
In consideration of the new board members being sat tonight, I would move to postpone this resolution until the next.
I would second that.
Okay, so we have a motion to postpone the resolution in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Resolution 380. Resolution 380 will be postponed until the May 1st meeting.
Can I ask a quick question about P and Z? I see that Craig is in Ward 3. Do they try to make P and Z, and this is probably ignorance on my part, do they try to make sure that P and Z is well represented by the 3 wards?
That is a attempt, yes, but it's finding people willing to serve. It's the biggest issue.
So maybe there's more Ward 3 represented.
No, actually, I think there is more Ward 1
Okay,
right now.
well, that's interesting.
I know the last 2, Pam and Dave, are both from Bainbridge.
Could we
It's-
request, and if the board wishes, I'd love to get a list of the current P and Z members, which ward they're from and when their term expires. Would that be possible?
Kim has that, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Move to staff communication, city attorney,
I have nothing to add.
city engineer.
As discussed in the work session, I think the big emphasis was the county road board presentation, which James can provide you one. I'd really like you to see this and just so you understand kind of what goes into these grants and the presentation that was given today. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Alderman. All right, you don't want to give a speech? No.
No, not today, not today.
I'd like to follow up on the sitting of the new alderman with a couple words of encouragement. Every time that there's a changing of the guard here on the board, we get new life in it. We get new perspectives, and that's a great thing. Couple things I've learned over my years here, which are not nearly as long as Alderman Wadling, which I think was somewhere around 63 years on the board. Remember that even though we sit up here representing our ward, the decisions that we make, they affect the entire community. Take into account the needs of all of our residents, which are varied and diverse. And remember to maintain your decorum and composure, because as leaders, we sit up here representing the city, as well as the trust that our residents give us. Remember where your shadow falls as a leader, and keep your mind open to those that are following. I am ecstatic to have you guys sitting here next to me. I'm looking forward to working with you over these next years. And please keep an open dialogue. Everyone who's sitting up here next to you has shown a willingness to work together, and take advantage of that. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to go ahead and just second what Mike said and congratulate the newly elected alderman on the board here. Look forward to working with you guys, and excited to see you guys on the board. Look forward to continuing to make this city a good place. So, secondly, it's 1 year anniversary for me for being an alderman here, and just kind of sitting here. It's been a interesting ride. Talked about it a little bit in the last time as well, but I'm going to continue doing the same thing that I've done every meeting, and I'll continue to the next year and beyond that. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for speaking out. Thank you for letting your voices be heard in our community. It is your voices that help us understand a little bit more about what's going on, keeping the what's going on out there, so we can help make the right decisions. And on that note, sir, what was your name? Bill, thanks. I coach T-ball. I actually over in the CYC, but last year I did coach for the city. I know she's not here anymore. Our Parks and Rec director she's done a great job. She really has. She's got a lot on her plate, and I just want to make sure that it's clear. I'm confident that it's probably an oversight to a certain degree, but I thank you for bringing that to our attention. Sounds like the mayor says that the city's already on top of it. I plan to certainly follow up on that. Like I said, I coached my son's 5, coached T-ball, and that it was a very moving statement that you made, and I want to just thank you specifically on bringing that forward tonight. Thank you, everybody, and thanks St. Charles County for keeping us safe tonight. That's it. All I got.
Oh, okay. I'd like to personally thank and welcome Brian and Carla and the other board members. We've got work to do, a lot of work to do. And it's going to be hopefully fun to get things done. Okay. So I'm real anxious to hear which directions you want to go, how we're going to get there. And you got my support. Just we have to do it feasible, and it's something that we can make happen. So welcome, and hopefully everybody has my phone number. I think you do. And you're welcome to call anytime. Okay. So let's adjourn. I have a motion to adjourn, and let's have some cake.
So moved.
Got a motion, second by Carla. All in favor?
Aye.
Board Alderman meeting is adjourned.
Good night.
Sure.
Haven't had a chance to read them, but I
So
appreciate you
they've
bringing it
taken
up.
that.
Maybe not good offset.
They were gonna have like a.
Thanks for bringing that. Yeah.
Well, I'd have to look at it with you. Wait,
Yeah.
It looks really free. It's like, it's pretty close to the house.
Oh, no, that might be the grading. It's not that. Oh, yeah, that's just for siltation runoff. Is there gonna be grading back behind? God, no, no. So they put silt fence, so you'll see, right, so you'll have like the road, let's say this is the new road. Well, you might see that silt fence way back here. Well, because they're gonna be grading this, because remember, they're, in most of those places right through there, they're lowering. Are raising either way, and I think they might be raising at their house. So that when you raise something up, then you have to transition it back to the maximum. So there'll be a slope back with it. But that's where they put the siltation control. So.
Because that's only 1.1 acres. You try to set them, you know, only way to get the third one is required an acre. Is down here in this field right here. This is a building here. Trying to get rid of 6 of running. It's gonna be in the county. So just make sure it's a lot. to take in. I do this every day. We do it for 1 year. So it's, for me, I speak fast and I look at it and it's simple. But I know looking at it and having that visual. So I'm gonna just keep you guys aware if you have any questions. Let me know. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you can sit back there somewhere else or you want to.
Congratulations, thank you very much. Mr. Wisher. If you have any questions, it's called my son. Now. So, but.
There with me.
I like to do. Nearly 10,000.
Okay. Give, all this paperwork given to you, we need to keep it in safe house.
So if you're going to give us.
Oh, really? Okay.
If you want to keep it.
Because a lot of citizens want to put in, I'm trying to shut off.
It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Charlie. Let's talk about your scenario. So, yeah, so that we hired. And so we hired the county to do the joint sealing, and that was one of the things I wanted to make sure we did joint sealing on the subdivisions that we did all the slab replacements that we're doing. And yeah, there are some slabs that we didn't replace because of the certain. Yeah. That probably needs to have a slab or two replaced. Yes.